Dear students, in this video we will discuss about class 7 Collins English Grammar and Composition, chapter number 17 Finite and Non-Finite Verbs. Okay. So if you have not watched the previous chapters, so here look at the screen. You can go to the playlist section and also watch. Okay. So here complete the sentences with verbs of your choice. This summer I will learn. Okay. To swim. Then next, when the baby is hungry, it cries. Right? So here in the first sentence you find there is a different verb form used. Right? To plus V1. To plus V1. V1 we can we say infinitive. Okay? Infinitive means the first or the base form of the verb is known as infinitive. So here in the first sentence to plus infinitive is used. Okay? So in the second sentence, when the baby is hungry, it cries. So here simple present tense is used. That means verb es or es. Right? The to plus verb structure in the first sentence doesn't change its form with the number and person of the subject. Right? So here subject is I is used. Right? So if you use the different subject like you may use he, she, they, like Rohan, so here you will notice that here to plus swim will remain unchanged. Right? So this is known as non-finite verb. What is non-finite verb? The verb that doesn't change according to the person and also number. Right? So suppose take an example. Okay, he likes to play cricket. He likes to play cricket. Okay, they like to play cricket. They like to play cricket. Rohan likes to play cricket. Rohan likes to play cricket. So what differences you find in the above three examples, right? So here here he third person singular, so the verb singular is used. Es or es is added with the main verb. He likes to play cricket. Then in the second sentence you find they third person plural, so the verb is also used plural, not likes, like. And in the third sentence third person singular Rohan is used, so here the verb is also singular. But so here you will notice the same verb form is used in the three sentences here: to play, to play, to play. That means here these verb called as a non-finite verb. They don't change according to the person or number. So here he likes to play cricket, they like to play cricket, Rohan likes to play cricket. So here likes, likes, these are finite verb, and here to play, to play, to play, these are non-finite verb. Right? Clear? So there are two types of verbs, finite and non-finite. Right? The finite verbs are those that change their form according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. Right? So they have present, past and future forms. These are known as finite verbs. So here I am planning to visit my grandparents this summer. So am. Okay, so here I is used, that's why am is used. So am is a finite verb because it can change. So suppose you write here he. So here am will change into is. Suppose you write they. So here it will change into are. They are going to visit there. Right? She is. That means here finite verb are those verbs that change according to the number or person. Clear? So here other examples are also provided. Sara and Kumar. So Sara Kumar plural. That's why verb is also used plural, and it indicates the tense. Which tense? Present tense. In the first sentence, present progressive. In the second sentence, simple present. In the third sentence, past tense spoke. So finite verb, yes, have present, past and future forms. But non-finite verb forms don't have present, past and future forms. Clear? Then non-finite, yes, non-finite verbs are those that don't change their form according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. They don't indicate the tense and function as nouns and adjective. Right? So here they attempted. So attempted is, this is finite verb, but here to find, this is non-finite verb. Right? Then in the second example, crawling. So crawling indicates which tense? No tense. So this is also non-finite verb. And finite verb is here. This is finite verb. Then next year there is a laughing club in my colony. So here is finite verb, but laughing this is non-finite verb. Clear? So here identify the verbs in these sentences, circle the finite verbs and underline the non-finite verbs, right? So here the first one, they were looking at the painting curiously. Okay, so here you find okay were. So you know were is finite verb, right? And looking, so you know looking, this is non-finite verb. As you know finite verb, okay, it changes according, it has a, you know finite verb has a tense, it also changes according to person, right? So here you know were. Suppose take an example, he was looking at. So here looking you know remain unchanged, right? So here looking will be called as non-finite verb. So here we are finite, looking non-finite, and painting, yes, this is also non-finite verb, right? Then next question here, looking is allowed but touching the exhibits is prohibited. So similarly here you know looking touching, this is you know non-finite verb, right? Then next you know prohibited, right? Here prohibited, this is you know non-finite verb, but here two finite verbs, you know is and is, right? Clear? So as you know, as it indicates the tense, so here is, this is also you know written in passive. Looking is allowed, right? Then exhibits is prohibited. So here is indicates the tense. Which tense? Present tense. Not prohibited, not allowed. So these are non-finite verbs, right? Then next question here, plucking flowers should be discouraged. So you know here plucking, as you know this is non-finite verb. Then next you know should, okay, should, this is finite verb, and be, you know this is non-finite verb. And again there is you know discouraged, past participle, this is also you know non-finite verb, right? Then next question here, Jane's younger sister wants to be a pilot. You know here wants, this is you know written in simple present, so this is finite verb. And you know to be, right? This is you know to plus infinitive, non-finite verb. Clear? Then next question here, the students couldn't solve the math problem. So you know here couldn't, this is you know finite verb, and solve, you know this is non-finite verb. Clear? Then next question here, the nurse is attending to the patients in the ICU. So you know here is a finite verb, and attending, you know this is non-finite verb, right? So here you know is used for the third person, the nurse. Okay, so here whatever the subject you may use, here attending will remain same. So this is non-finite verb. Okay. Then next question here, the soldiers' mission was to cross the enemy lines without getting caught. So you know here was, right? It indicates the tense. Which tense? Past tense. So this is you know finite verb, to cross. So you know to cross, this is non-finite, to plus infinitive, right? To plus v1, to cross the enemy lines without getting caught. So you know here getting, yes, and present participle, and you know caught, you know past participle, right? Non-finite. So here was finite, to cross non-finite, getting non-finite, caught also non-finite verb. Then next question here, Benjamin practiced hard in order to pass the piano examination, right? So you know here practice, this is you know finite verb, because yes it tells the action, it tells the tense. Which tense? Simple past tense, right? So here this is a finite verb, to pass, this is you know to plus infinitive, non-finite verb. Clear? Then next question here, his grandparents always encouraged him to pursue his dreams, right? So you know here encouraged, this is simple past, right? So this is finite verb. To pursue, you know, yes, this is non-finite verb, to plus infinitive, to plus v1, right? Then next question here, the cat began to purr to express its affection. So you know began, it is finite verb because it indicates the tense. Which tense? Simple past tense. So this is finite verb, to purr, this is non-finite verb, and to express also non-finite verb. Clear? Then next here fill in the blanks with infinitives. So here the first one, let us dash for a walk. So you know let us, yes, let's go for a walk. So as you know here bare so you know if there is let, right, so you have to use bare infinitive. Bare means 0, 2 plus infinitive, and you know bare infinitive. Bare means you have to only use the v1. This is you know bare infinitive. Then next here, how dare you, okay, dash back to me, right? Just look at the box here, watch out. When we use the infinitive with dare and need, the to plus verb form is used. That means to plus infinitive will be used in affirmative sentence, right? While the bare infinitive is used in the negative sentence. So here look at this example. I dare to disagree with her. That means we have to use 2 plus infinitive to indicate the positive sentence, and bare infinitive while representing a negative sentence, right? Then here you need to come again, you need not come again, right? So we have to use 2 plus infinitive while representing affirmative sentence, and bare infinitive while representing yes negative sentence. So here, how dare you, right? So here the answer, how dare you talk back. Don't write a to talk back. Okay. Then next here, do you dare her now? Do you dare disturb her now? Don't write a 2 plus infinitive. Okay. So here bare infinitive will be used. Then next here, the teacher wanted to meet. So here 2 plus infinitive will be used. Then next here, she hopes. So here she hopes to find a. So here she hopes to find. So here 2 plus infinitive will be used. Then next here, let. So as in the first question we have already discussed. Let the guard check the car, not to check. Right. Then next here, my younger sister likes. Likes to help. So here 2 plus infinitive will be used. Then next here, my mother demanded to know. So here 2 plus infinitive will be used, right? My mother demanded to know what was bothering me. Then next question here, I love to dance. So yes, so here 2 plus infinitive will be used. Then next, these twins, right? So here as you know, modal can speak. Don't write can at 2. 2 plus infinitive will be wrong. Use of 2 plus infinitive will be wrong. So here you have to use bare infinitive, right? Then next here, underline the participles in these sentences and state their types. So you have to first underline the participle and mention whether this is present participle or past participle. So here the talking parrot mimicked an old pirate. So you know here talking, you know this is a present participle. Present participle, you know V1 plus ing. This is you know present participle. Then next here, having lost all his belongings on the way, he felt miserable. So you know here yes, having lost. This is you know perfect participle, right? Having completed. Okay, right. So here take an example, having completed. Having completed. So this is also perfect participle. The participle, you know this is participle. Completed, past participle. So here this is perfect. Having completed, you know perfect participle. Then next here, we found a broken vase. So you know broken. This is past participle used as an adjective, right? Adjective. So here another verb, non-finite verb is also used, living. This is you know present participle. Okay, so you have to mention here living present participle, right? Then next question here, his neglected talent as a football always made him sad. So neglected, you know yes, past participle, right? Then next here, the planning committee. So as you know here ing is added, so it is you know yes present participle. Then next question here, having risen, let we hurriedly set out on our journey. So yes, this is perfect participle, right? Then next here, everyone went on a walking tour of the city. Walking, you know yes, this is present participle as ing is added, right? Then next, the people saw a floating car in the middle of the river. Floating car, this is also present participle. Okay. Then next here, rewrite these sentences after placing the participles in the correct positions. Add other necessary words. So here you know there is wrong use of participles in this in these sentences. You have to rectify. You have to place the participles in the correct positions, right? So here the first one, sitting on the gate, a snake beat him. So you know this is wrong. There is wrong use of participle. So you have to write, while sitting on the gate, he was bitten by a snake, right? That means we can say that he was bitten by a snake while he was sitting on the gate, right? Then next here, crossing the road, the car hit the old woman. While crossing the road, who? Yes, the old man was hit by the car, right? While crossing the road. Then next here, returning from Dubai, his luggage was lost. You know who returned? Yes, the person returned on the luggage, right? So here, while returning from Dubai, he lost his luggage, right? Then next, hissing loudly, he was scratched by a cat. cat. Hissing loudly, the cat scratched her. Okay. Then next here, coughing slyly, the invigilator caught the student. While coughing slyly, okay, the student was caught by the invigilator. Then next here, ragging with choppy waters, the fishermen were warned not to go into the sea. The sea ragging with the choppy waters. Okay, the sea ragging with the choppy waters, the fishermen were warned not to go into it. Right? Then next here, I gifted a book to my friend bound in a leather on his birthday. I gifted a book bound in leather to my friend on his birthday. Then next year, I saw the tiger clearly wearing my prescription glasses. Who was wearing? The tiger or I? I, right? Wearing my prescription glasses, I saw the tiger clearly. Right? Then next year, she bought coffee mugs from the mall made of porcelain. She bought coffee mugs made of porcelain from the mall. Right? The remaining parts will be discussed in the next video. So I think this video will help you. If you find any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. Okay, thank you.